of the North Side. Coming to Bayview in general, coming to the South Side as a North Sider was actually really interesting as a kid. My mom used to send me to get my suits at Goldman's department store on the South Side, shout outs. And I don't know why, but it always seemed like crossing the expressways, it seemed gloomy over here. It seemed always cloudy. I don't know if it was the industrial era. I don't know what it was, but it just always seemed like it just wasn't happy. And then eventually I got my first job actually at Goldman's. I was the candy man. Sold candy. And that's when coming over here didn't look as gloomy, started to not look so bad. So fell in love with a girl who lived in Bayview, found the love of my life in Bayview, kickball. Sorry, honey. I'm just playing. That's you. And really started to really become a part of Bayview. I moved in with my lady, and we actually lived in 3 houses on the same street. I moved from 2539 to 2539A to 2550, and we lived here for 7 years, and it was pretty rocking, you know. I got to enjoy Chill on the Hill, all the stuff that really isn't on the North Side. Bayview Bash, can't find that kind of fun anywhere, right? I even tried to call myself the King of Bayview and go places trying to get my royal discount. As you guys know, it didn't work. I started this job in Bayview where I was working with kids. Was really proud because we actually got to do projects in Bayview before the KK River started, before the KK River Trail started. I got to install like 300 trees and shrubs along the way. Oh, swag, okay. Gertie, you can't do that, huh? I know him, we're cool. And I was really proud of Bayview, and I got to do this really cool project in Barron Park where we got to build rain gardens kind of behind the baseball field. There's a little like ridge, and we installed one that was about 2,500 square feet. Don't worry, it's not there anymore, guys, I'm sorry. But the story I want to tell you is during that time, there was like 5 rain gardens that we had to build, and we were down probably to like the last 1 or 2. So we had been there for a while. The young people were using the bathroom at the police department. It was pretty sweet, and one day it was the crew was short, so it was just me and this young man named Jarrell, and I used to call him Lefty because he was right-handed. And I remember this was just a normal day. Didn't seem too much different. And we're removing the plants, we're getting ready, and like all of a sudden, sheriffs just come out of nowhere. It's like one pulls up in front, one comes from the side and like comes through the grass. And he like gets out, and it's like 3, and we're, sitting there with shovels, 2 guys with shovels and a wheelbarrow and some sod. And they're like, why did you tearing up the grass? And I'm like, really? We are installing rain gardens. And he's like, it doesn't look like it, blah, blah, blah. That was his exact quote, blah, blah, blah. I remember, so the thing that I messed up, I didn't have the paperwork, right? So I didn't have the actual approval form that said I was supposed to be there, although we had been there for like 2 months and had never gotten bothered by anybody. And so I had to call my boss to get that paper. And so they tell us to stop. And so me and this 16-year-old, we sit by the wheelbarrow and we wait. And I really start to think, you know, as a person of color, I'm used to interesting situations happening, but nothing like this. A rain garden, we're like, we got flowers. We bring no harm. And so it was sad to have to deal with that with a young person and have to tell him that, you know, as you can see, the police never bothered us, right? And don't worry, these plants are still going to get planted. We still have approval. But that wait when we didn't know when my boss was going to get there, it's kind of weird. And I don't hold that against Bayview. I hold that against those silly David Clark guys. Yeah, throwing shots, I don't care. And really, what I left from that is we continued the project, things went well. But even then, Bayview is rocking, Bayview is awesome. But like some people who come to Bayview, those immigrant sheriffs, they mean trouble, so be careful. And that's the end of my story.